Well, now during my studies I don't have really much time to get something in the workshop done, but now I found some spare time, so let's go there. It's actually quite exciting because it have already been 3 weeks since I was there, so let's see how it looks. Ah, crap. Of course, it's a mess. Isn't this a beautiful workbench? Oh, look at that! I didn't know that brushes can mold, but turns out they can. Whoops. This used to be liquid. And back here is about the same, so I think I'm done. Much better now. It's just so nice to get into a clean shop so you can immediately start working on something and don't have to clean up first, because we all like cleaning up our shops. And I even managed to save this brush and now it's usable again. Okay, the next thing I want to get rid of are these clamps. I don't want to throw them away, I just want to store them somewhere else in my shop. Because right now there are 8 of them here on the workbench and the rest are in these shelves. And they are just always in the way. And now I have to search another place for them, which isn't really simple in my small shop. But I think I found a good place, which is right here below this shelf. But therefore I first have to remove this duct system of my dust collector a little bit. And that's not really a big problem, because the duct runs all the way up to here. And I really never use this part. I only use it if I want to cycle the air in the whole shop. But other than that, it's permanently closed, so I think I can also get rid of it. It's a real pain in the ass to disassemble this type of piping, but now I got it all down as far as I need. And of course I now have to plug up this open hole. Good. And now I also have some space to store some of these clamps up here. So I laid out the clamps. And these 8 are going to go underneath the shelf here, and these 7 right under the ceiling. So that means I need to make 4 strong and really long shelf brackets. And I have this piece of wood here. Let's see if it's enough.
At first I cut it into 3 narrow boards, and I had to do this in 2 passes because my saw cannot cut it this thickness. After that I ripped them into strips and cut them to length. Next step was to cut the box joints.
The box joints are cut and fit really nicely. Before gluing the pieces together, I drilled the holes and countersunk them for the mounting screws, and also further shaped the pieces to make them look a little bit nicer. Alright, they are a little tight. Too tight. While the glue on these brackets is drying, I can do a little unboxing, because I got a new toy. So I got a new spindle for my CNC machine, and it's the Kress, this one. So let's open it up. There it is. It also comes with a manual that I will never read. The spindle comes with a 8mm collet, which is the standard size in Europe, but I also bought a 1/4 inch collet and a 1/8 inch collet, but the 1/8 inch hasn't arrived yet. The cord snaps into the bag, which is kind of a nice feature because if the cord ever breaks, for whatever reason, you can easily replace it and don't have to open up the whole machine to just change the cord. It has a speed controller on the back, and so you have a range of between 5,000 and 25,000 RPM, and the low RPMs are really nice. It also has a spindle lock button, which is a nice feature, I think. It makes changing bits really easy, I think. Cool. So now let's plug this guy in and try it out. Oh, it's really quiet in the low RPM. And it's also not that loud in the high RPM. Cool. So this spindle will soon replace this one, and I think this is kind of an upgrade. Yeah, pretty much. I hope it's not too heavy for this, but I have to find out. It's a little bit more complicated to mount this piece because I have to make everything new here on the Z-axis, so this will be a separate video then. Now, just from looking at it, you can probably tell that it's a more quality machine, and it actually is. And before all of you ask how much did I pay for it, this runs at about 190 euros. There are smaller versions of it with a little less power that are cheaper, but the real expensive part on this, I think, are the collets. Therefore you have to pay about 20 to 25 each. So there we have it.
Now let's get back to the shelf brackets. After the glue has dried, I sanded the joints flush with the surface and rounded the edges on the router table. Then, after a final sanding, I applied 2 coats of varnish as a finish.
So the finish has cured, now I can put them up on the walls. Alright, now I can put the clamps into place. And here it's finished. Worked out pretty good, but in hindsight, this bracket is a little bit unnecessary because I also could have just screwed a board into the wall, but because I made the bracket, I just used it. What I also wanted to put on the tool wall is my hand plane, and right here would be a good spot. But I first have to make some kind of holder for this, so maybe in the next video. And that's it for the project part of this video. Now comes a little bit of talking, so for those of you who don't want to see that, you can go and click another video now. So it has been quite a while, I think about a month since I released my last video, and as I said in the beginning, I'm now studying, so that means that I don't have really much time left for doing stuff in the shop. It's also part of the reason why I only could make a small project in this video, so for the next video I plan to make some progress or finish this small dust collector up. But it all depends on the amount of time I have left. Another problem is that I have so many new ideas for videos and projects, but don't have the time to realize them, so I even started to make a list, and it's already pretty long. But one of these ideas I really want to realize, because I think this video will come out really great, but I can't really tell you what I mean, because it should be not mentioned yet, and I hope that no one else of the YouTube woodworkers has the same idea before me. So this was kind of a useless information, but I hope that in the near future there will be this awesome video. Also, what I initially planned for this video was a Q&A, but I couldn't find enough questions in my comments. So I want to do one in my next random stuff video. So now it's your turn. You can go ahead and ask me questions in the comments. And it would be best if you ask your question and then put Q&A in brackets or hashtag Q&A or anything so I can see that's a question for the Q&A. So now, go ahead. And the last thing before I finally stop talking is that I decided to rename this series into Random Shop Stuff. Because just random stuff could be anything and any video. But I'm in a shop and do random stuff in my shop, so random shop stuff. And now that's it. While the glue on these brackets is drying, I can do a little unboxing. And the other thing inside this box is the cord. And that's all. I'm so good at unboxing videos. So now let's plug this guy in and try it out. That's not a good sign. I don't think I always need this, so I just gonna take this down now. But now I found some time, so let's go there again. I'm actually a little bit excited about this because it has already been 3 weeks since I did anything there. See how it looks.